screaming house of Union, USA. Have you ever heard a house scream? Not creak, not moan, but scream with a voice so raw, so full of agony, it sounds human, but isn't. In the quiet town of Union, Missouri, there's a house that does exactly that. Locals cross the street to avoid walking past it. Visitors stay one night if they last that long. The property has earned a terrifying nickname whispered through generations: the Screaming House. And once you know its story, you'll understand why no one dares to live there for long. It began innocently enough. In 2001, a man named Stephen LaChance was searching for a new start. A single father with 3 kids, he stumbled upon a large, affordable house in Union. The rent was cheap, suspiciously cheap, and the landlord seemed eager to hand over the keys. Desperate and grateful, Stephen moved in. But almost immediately, things began to go horribly wrong. At first, it was subtle. Strange noises, flickering lights, cold spots in warm rooms. Then came the footsteps. Heavy, deliberate, walking the upstairs hallway while everyone sat downstairs, frozen in fear. Stephen dismissed it at first, until his son woke up screaming that a man with red eyes was watching him from the closet. Doors would slam violently on their own. A putrid stench would fill the house without explanation. Lights turned on and off, radios blared static, and shadowy figures would dart just out of view. But it was the screaming that broke them. It happened late at night. A long, soul-piercing shriek, so loud it shook the walls. Not from outside, not from a person, but from inside the house itself. It came from the walls, the floors, the very air around them. The children were hysterical. Stephen knew in that moment they had to leave. But even after escaping, the nightmare wasn't over. Stephen returned with a paranormal research team, determined to understand what had happened. What they uncovered was far more sinister than he could have imagined. The house had a dark history, one soaked in violence and tragedy. Decades prior, a man had brutally beaten his family within those walls. Neighbors reported hearing screams back then too, but no one intervened. One child died. The others vanished. The father disappeared without a trace. Some believe the house absorbed their pain, like a sponge for suffering. Others claim a malevolent entity was drawn to the trauma and took residence there. Whatever the truth, the screams never stopped. Investigators reported being scratched, pushed, and overwhelmed with feelings of rage or despair. EVPs captured guttural voices begging for help or warning them to leave. One psychic entered the house and collapsed moments later, whispering, "It doesn't want you to leave because it's lonely." To this day, the house remains standing, empty, but not silent. People walking past at night still report hearing crying, whispering, and sometimes that awful guttural scream that no human could make. The windows seem to watch. The house listens, and sometimes it calls. So if you ever find yourself driving through Union, Missouri, and you pass an old, 2-story house with boarded windows and a yard that never seems to grow, don't stop. Don't look too long. And whatever you do, don't answer if it screams. Because once you hear it, it never stops.